looking at green screens because we should get one that's like 20 feet wide.
At least as big as this.
I'll do that. For more production on
The Rubber Duck Syndicate. Oh, you were looking at me. I was looking at the camera.
Yeah, look.
So you just say that right into my ear again. The Rubber
Duck Syndicate. Well, I don't know. I just wanted to say it out loud, and I didn't know where to want to look, so they'll understand and hopefully know.
Yeah, it's like the improv game, the soap opera game.
Yeah.
One person is leaning on the couch dramatically. One person is addressing the crowd dramatically,
and the one person
is staring dramatically at them.
Yes. A lot of people make fun of soap operas, but that's how a lot of actors that we know got their start.
And also the production logistics of a soap opera. You are filming essentially an entire episode a day,
yes,
live almost.
Yeah,
like that is crazy.
Yeah, you have to be on point, know your lines that day, and get them all out. And there's no retakes. It's like no, it's all done. Just maybe that day
you get maybe 2 chances at a scene.
Yeah, especially when they have like the ones that are like the live versions. Oh crap! I always get scared when I see the live version of, like, say, a TV show, sitcom, anything like that, because like shit can go wrong and go sideways very quickly.
Which is what makes it exciting.
Yes, which makes it exciting, but also sometimes like the jokes won't hit and they know it and they're like, oh shit. But like some of the ones where it has like the cutaway or like has a character or just a small scene, I still enjoy that. But like the live ones, yeah, it's still really good.
Yeah, 30 Rock notably did very good live episodes.
Goodness. Folks, if you haven't watched 30 Rock, go back and watch 30 Rock a lot. Watch it back and forth like at least 3 times.
Why would they watch it backwards?
Because you want to see something like go in reverse sometimes. Maybe you want to see the joke in reverse. You're like, that's a punchline. And see how they work
then
backwards.
It would be getting less funny.
Or it can get funnier. Hey, you've done that before too. Like you had jokes
told really unfunny jokes. Yes, I have.
I meant in the way of like you told a joke and maybe there was like a funny joke or funny line or something you said that was hilarious. And you said it again, and it's still funny, and then I kind of kept going, and it kind of beat the dead horse. But then it just kind of came back and became funnier again.
And then there's the other jokes that go backwards, like, let's see. Oh, man, I forget how it goes. Oh, damn. This is going to be such a great spot that we're not going to edit out.
No, we don't edit out any of this stuff. Well... No, we still haven't edited out any of the stuff. Like everything
we're just watch, committed to real life here.
We're like we do have the ability to edit things out and make it shorter, but why would you want that? You want the full uncut version of us. The what?
No, I'm still trying really hard to remember the jokes. Like something like, "Oh, I didn't see you there." A Higgs boson walks into a bar.
Okay. No, you guys get the full uncut version of us so that it doesn't seem like we're cutting out any jokes, any our mistakes.
We're giving it to you raw.
Yes, we're giving it to you raw. Even with all our fumbles of like what I say, because I say stuff that's wrong a lot.
Yeah.
And
it humanizes us. That way you won't be prone to idol worship and treating us like the celebrities that we truly are.
Please do. We want to be idolized. Please make me. I want to be greedy. I don't want a gold statue first. Just give me like one made out of like copper, just like a copper statue first, and then we'll build up to like more metals later on.
Although copper is quite valuable nowadays.
Well, everything is valuable nowadays. So like. Or you know what? Let's start on the very low end. So we're like 10.
10.
I want it to be some kind of metal first.
Bismuth, antimony, all sorts of base metals we can use. I don't know why I've suddenly become old British.
Oh no, I thought you were doing Tim Curry.
We're sorry, Tim.
We are. We appreciate all your work, but your laugh is infectious.
And it's like and the more I try to do a proper Tim Curry laugh, the harder it seems to get, because I just notice that the parts that I'm not quite getting right.
Well, I think if you try and do it like unconsciously, maybe that works. But if you think about it too hard, that's when you're like, oh, I'm thinking too much into it. So that becomes an issue. But I do understand it. But let's get into some subjects, because guess what, folks? We're incorporating getting topics of whatever we're thinking and can have a discussion about. We're trying to focus more.
Yeah, we're trying to have at least an idea of where we're going with the podcast, even if we don't, stick to it completely.
No, we don't stick to it completely, but it gives us a good jump-off point.
Yeah. So what do we got on the list?
I got a couple of things that I wrote down. So I got really 4. The top one we'll still get to later on, but what would you like, sir? So he's not reading out loud, so I will for you. So one, I asked if you would date someone with the same name as a family member. So like, someone has the same name as, like, say, your mother or your cousin or something like that.
Oh, so this is my girlfriend, Dad.
Yep. But it is a hot topic issue, so it could be. The other ones are, like 2 of them I really want to get to today. Millennial blame, kids being dumb, and your love language. Well, love language could be one later on, but let's get to it. Like, sir, so would you date someone that had like the same name as your mother or your aunt or your cousin? How would you feel about that?
I mean, I would have no problem with it, because I am capable of remembering that people have the same name sometimes, and I'm pretty sure I would not suddenly, forget that I'm not in fact dating my mother.
Yes. I mean, well, I've seen people post about it via Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that they met someone and they had the same name as, as their brother or their sister or like someone close in their family, and they're like, that becomes an ick for them.
Well, if it's really an issue, call them sweetie, honey,
Yeah, but then if you meet someone like within your family, they're like, hey, this is my girlfriend. I'm not going to say your mom's name out loud. Hey, this is my girlfriend, Jennifer. They're like, is it your sister's name, Jennifer? And they're like...
And you'd be like, yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah. And then if you do get married, you'd be like, oh, this is my wife, Jennifer Buck. They're like, is it your sister's name that? And you're like, oh. So I can understand it where like it'll feel kind of weird.
This is, of course, an even more tenuous argument because I do not have a sister.
This was a hypothetical.
Yeah, I know.
I'm putting you in a situation since I can see you, but our audience out there, they may have someone that has a sister or a brother or a very close cousin.
This is what we should definitely invite to comment, because weighing in from our tens of subscribers.
No, hey, we're building up.
Yeah, we are.
But I can put the I'll do this episode, so I'll put the question on there.
We can do polls, right?
We can do polls on both Spotify and YouTube, but I'll also make a poll on, I believe I could do that on TikTok as well. So we want your interaction, folks.
And we are learning to use technology.
Yeah, we're learning more so we can get more stuff out there, get more people out there, because like you are the very base and foundation, but we also want to build up more and more and more so that this can be a full-time thing, and then you could just hate us afterwards. Be like, fuck those dudes, they got full-time jobs, making a podcast. Why can't it be me? It can be you. Just, get a good friend and have, discussions about stuff.
And also, try to be this gorgeous.
Please, like, you can't achieve it because, like, we are both, like, halves of a whole. Because like I look good on my own, Daniel looks good on our his own, but together I'm surprised my garage has not caught fire yet because of just the heat of like the hotness that we got.
Also, the fact that your garage door won't open anymore.
That too, yeah. Like I need money to fix my garage door too, folks. So just please help me. But it also becomes, getting back to it, it can become a weird thing in, I guess, in the alphabet community, because you can meet someone that has the same name.
Well, I mean, what if you met someone that had the same name as you? I mean, in your
The
case,
po-
that'd be extraordinarily
Oh
unlikely.
yeah, the possibility of meeting someone that has my name is one in. There are actually a lot of people named Olajuwon out there as a first name, not as a last name. I think I looked online one time, and I want to say it was like maybe at the time it was like 500 to 600 like men that were named Olajuwon the first name. But I don't know how many there are now. Apparently, Jaden is taking over as the.
Pretty sure I know a Jaden.
You know at least like three, all different spellings though too. But the possibility of meeting someone with my name that is, possibly gay and like I have interest in is going to be non-existent.
But hypothetically,
Hypothetically,
would you have a problem dating them?
probably not.
Because right now, he already doesn't have a problem calling out his own name during sex.
Folks, this is what I have to deal with. This is what I have to do to get this to you guys. And he also has to deal with my shit too, so it equals out.
Yeah, it will be at most 10 minutes before you do a likewise horrible joke at my expense.
Yeah, Mike, probably so. But I have to work it in. But
It'll come naturally.
yeah, it will. But dating someone with my same name, I probably would do it. It'll feel very awkward. But I guess we would just go by probably middle names at that point, or decide who's the more dominant O to see who would just be O first.
Have O positive and O negative.
O prime. Prime O.
Yes, O prime.
Or, the joke that a lot of people would be like, oh, you're daddy O.
Have O and Diet O or O and O Classic.
O and O classic.
New O and O Classic.
The variants of O. Yeah, I guess I would be okay with it, but like I said, the possibility of that happening, it's not really.
I look at it this way.
Yeah.
If there is someone that I find, that I'm attracted to and is also attracted to me, the fact that they have a name that a family member has, that's a silly reason to me for not being with someone who wants to be with me.
Oh, people are not with some other people for much sillier, much more petty reasons.
And I guess those people feel like they have options.
Yeah,
And not to say that I'm so desperate for attachment that I will take the first person that comes up to me, even if they have my dad's name, which would be very strange. Cause,
yeah.
but I mean the idea that a relationship would not be worthwhile because of something that trivial just seems weird to me.
Well, there's like I say, a lot of people have or like are not in relationships because of very trivial and very dumb reasons. Now, so like let's lead this into something else. Like, what would be an ick for you?
An ick for me?
Yeah. Do you know what an ick is?
Well, I'm familiar with the general idea, I think, but do you have a specific definition I could go by?
Well, the terminology I know for it now is like when there is a particular thing that people just feel like it's very disgusting or like very off-putting or something to that effect where they're like, that's an ick for me. So, for example, like if someone like smoked, someone's like, oh, smoking's an ick for me. I'm like, okay, I can understand that. But so, what would be an ick for you that a woman
I
does?
mean, I would say I would prefer a non-smoker, but I mean, it might not. I mean, it definitely would weigh into the calculus, but would not necessarily be a deal breaker. Like if there were other things about her that I were attracted to, that when added up,
Yeah.
you would subtract smoking from the overall weight of attraction.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
it could be like like a score thing. So like if you meet somebody like, oh, they are totally what I want. They smoke. You're like, okay, that's a -2. Like maybe there's like a threshold where like they have to be at like a point like level of 70 and above, but like smoking is like a -3 on your scale.
Yeah. I mean, there are very few things that I would consider a complete deal breaker. I mean, like related to me, that's probably
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Don't tell that to Giuliani though. No, he married his cousin, dude.
So many people have done that.
Oh yeah, it's very...
And really, I mean, if you're looking at it like statistically and from a genealogy standpoint, I mean, the idea of marrying a first cousin is extraordinarily, icky here.
Yes.
But second cousins maybe is more acceptable, depending on where you are. But then in other parts of the world, even first cousins can marry, and it's not even weird at all.
Yeah, but that's definitely an ick for me. Like,
And I would like to say explicitly, no, I am not into my cousins.
I'm glad you had to express that. But if you are into your cousins, maybe don't procreate. I can't tell you what to do with your life. But
Yes, you can. You're a podcaster.
yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Don't fuck your cousins.
That's going to be one of our first T-shirts that we sell.
Don't fuck your cousins.
Okay.
But yeah, so like say smoking may be an ick for you. Is there something where it's a non-traditional ick? You're like, hey, if they can't do this or they're this, maybe there's something that like is a triggering thing for you.
There's not one that I can think of immediately. I'm sure that there are, but I haven't encountered them yet.
Okay.
Like I'm not going to say that there's nothing that could make me, not want somebody, because that would be a foolish boast. I just can't think of anything that I've like. Even my exes, like the things about them that I had disliked. I disliked them while we were together. Wasn't enough to make me think about ending the relationship. They ended for other reasons, for the most part. And so if I were to meet someone else that had a lot of those same attributes, the worst thing it would be maybe reminds me of someone that I don't want to think about, and that's not even their fucking fault.
Yeah, you'll just be like cautious of it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, my ex did this. You do the same thing. Okay. So I guess one of mine would be, I guess it would be the thing I mentioned, I guess a couple of podcasts ago, hygiene.
Wash your ass.
Please do. I mean, okay.
Yeah, hygiene is important.
Hygiene is important, and I mean in the way of, okay, I know that people don't bathe every day. I understand that is fine, as long as you're just not drenched in sweat and dirt all the time. Makes sense. But, like I said, this is not coming from... This is not coming from, like, say, the gay side, where I'm, like, telling you to wash your ass. Because, like, they're like, oh, you're washing your ass, you're inviting... Like, no. It's just purely hygiene. This is not a gay thing, it's not a fat thing. This is just a thing for people. Please, like, wash crevices of everything. And just, like, it's just simple soap and water is enough.
Yeah, and you, I guess, have had dealings with enough people that do not, meet that threshold, that it doesn't seem like a baseline to you. Like for me, like that's not even something that I think of, because if I met somebody and like they didn't do that, it would be like it would be so unusual to me. Like the idea that people wouldn't do that. Like if you have parts that get dirty or funky, clean them up as a courtesy to the next person who uses it.
Yes. But I guess the difference for us is your encounters have been mostly with women. Well, exclusively with women.
Yes, exclusively with women.
And mine have been with men. So, typically, not always,
Dudes are filthy.
dudes are a little bit more dirty than women.
Well, women are also just as filthy as dudes, but women
Oh,
have
yeah.
have a I guess a greater amount of social pressure on them to
They do.
present as
That's
clean
the
and tidy.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like
dudes
someone,
can get away with smelling like dudes.
yeah, dudes can,
unfortunately.
yeah. That's why, that's why you'll go like to the store and you'll see like in the deodorant aisle people like cool Arctic breeze and glacier stoppage and like shit like that, and then like the women's will be like pomegranate velvet whatever and like lavender well, lavender. What the fuck is it? Whatever it is.
Lavender.
Yes, thank you. Uh, like lavender, vanilla, whatever. So it'll be all stuff that is very kind of flowery and smells very great. Dudes' ones are just like stop your funk. That's really kind of it.
Stop your funk, or like smell like science.
Yes.
Glacier blast.
Yeah, glacier blast, volcanic, ash. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just
smell like a campfire.
yeah, that's what they're really aiming for. They don't want you to smell good. They just don't want you to smell like ass.
Which is a shame because I mean lavender vanilla. I would love to be able to walk around smelling like lavender and vanilla all day, but it would get to questions like are you wearing lotion? Like, well, yes, I am.
see, and that's really kind of weird that they would say that, like for a straight male and also I guess a white male, because not a lot of white people that I know use lotion.
It depends on I guess on your lifestyle and your hygiene. Right? Like, 'cause we both know a particularly fastidious gentleman who is very much. He has a rigorous routine. I'm sure that he never misses his sunscreen. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would bet that he moisturizes regularly and uses.
Oh yeah,
sunscreen and all
because
that.
like Stewart looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Stuart has. I will say this, Stuart, if you're watching, flawless.
You really are. Like every time I was like, fuck, how does he do this?
Puts a lot of fucking work into it.
I'm pretty sure he does. God damn.
and I know some people that will regularly moisturize, and it also just depends, I guess, on what you do for a living. Like if you have rough hands from working, and then you want something to make it okay to touch people that you like.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Hello, dear sandpaper.
And that's why that also leads into something I thought about. This is why we get pedicures, because guess what? We don't want to cut up people's legs while we're in bed with them. Dudes, also worry about your feet.
Yeah. Also, like the main reason I get pedicures, other than the social aspect of going with my friend, is because my toenails are so far away. Bending down there is a lot of effort for me now.
You're like, oh, so far.
Yeah.
But also, like, yeah, men, if you can experience it one time, go get a pedicure with your girl or your sister. If you don't want to go by yourself, just like make a Facebook or Instagram group who all want to go and just try it out one time.
Just explore, because
Yeah.
it will feel weird because there's someone else touching your feet.
Yeah, it
but once
is.
you get past that, then it's like, oh wow, it's really quite nice.
Yeah, it is. But the best part about it is mimosas.
Yeah, a lot of nail salons will try to get you drunk.
Oh no, they definitely do, because there has been many a times when we gone to get our pedicures and maybe
Like, we're gonna have to walk around for a while.
yeah,
after.
there was a time where we got a little bit too much, and we were decided that we're going to drive to another location to get some food, and we were like, we can't.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to
Like
hang
we're
out.
like we're gonna have to like we walked to like a place that was nearby, had a sandwich and chilled out for like an hour,
Yeah,
and then we were like, okay, now we can go home and like take a nap. That because we were,
and that was a full productive day.
yeah we were on top of it. We were like, yeah, we're going to do some stuff, but please, hygiene and get a pedicure at some point. Try it out. You'll like it. All right, so we got that out of the way.
What's next on the list?
Okay, this is the big one. Millennial blame.
Now, is this millennials being blamed for the ills of the world?
Everything.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, millennials are now, I mean, they're in their 30s and 40s.
Yes, but the thing is, we're still getting blamed for everything. So, because I watched the video recently, this just kind of sparked it. So, obviously, we blame, we put a lot of the blame on boomers right now because they're the ones that are retiring, try to sell their homes for ridiculous amounts of money, and essentially made it good for themselves and shut the door behind them. Some of the people that are Gen X got in, luckily, but Gen X also suffers too. But what happens now is boomers, Gen Z, and maybe a little bit of Gen X blame millennials for essentially for everything. For the crashing of, like, say, diamonds, the rising costs of, like, some, like, food places and things like that. So they kind of blame millennials for not being able to produce everything that they need to. But the thing is, like, millennials have been blamed for the last essentially 15 years.
And it's only, like, it's very questionable whether any of that blame is valid in the first place.
It really
is. A lot of it is like, oh yeah, like, the millennials decided they didn't want to purchase these things anymore, and so they're screwing up the industry. It's like, why were you expecting them to buy these things in the first place?
Exactly. Kind of like the downtrodden for, like, say, Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson used to be the thing, like, everyone wanted to achieve
It was
and
a
go for.
prestige brand.
Yeah. And then I guess people in the age group for millennials where it's like, why do we want that? We also look at it as like, that's our dad or grandfather's bike. I want my own bike. So then Harley Davidson, I'm like, oh.
Also now the rise of electric motors has changed the biking community completely.
Yeah.
I mean, there are still plenty of Harleys out there, and there are still plenty of Harley enthusiasts restoring old ones. And,
Yes.
Harley, I don't think is in any real danger of going under.
No, it's not. Well, like it probably could be, but it's not doing the sales like it did back in, say, the 80s and 90s. Where
In the 80s, the early 80s, actually, the Harley Davidson specifically had a protective tariff put into place because because when Japanese manufacturers were making much cheaper, faster bikes,
yes.
They were flooding the American market, and basically Harley Davidson couldn't keep up. And so I think Reagan or the Reagan administration put in protective tariffs, which essentially saved Harley Davidson. But whether that was a thing that should have happened or not is a matter for economic and political debate.
Which we're not really going to get into deep here. We touch upon some of the stuff, but we're not going. We're not that podcast for that, folks. There are many other podcasts out there for that. We are not the ones. We recognize it. We're just not going to get into it.
Yeah.
But like I say, they really blame millennials for a lot of shit. Like I don't say downturn, but why there aren't many, I guess, like pregnancies or couples having kids. They blame millennials for that too.
What possible blame is like they're deciding not to have kids? A, their fucking choice, but B, the reason is not because they're just like, you know what, screw this world, we're going to bring the population down. It's because they can't afford homes.
We can't afford homes. We can barely afford to live. And they made the conscious choice of like, hey, it's the two of us, and we're making it barely on our own. Should we bring a kid into this? And they're like, no.
Children are, wonderful, little points of light in the world, and they're also expensive.
Very expensive. And especially, think about like, okay, you have to take care of your kid. You also take care of your spouse. Now, you went from being a single person where, you're making, and this may sound like a lot, where you're making, like, say, $24 an hour. You're like, oh, I have the ability to live on my own for $24 an hour, equals out to being whatever amount a year. I'm fine. Now you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever they want to be identified as. Now you have a partner. Maybe you share the same expenses. You're like, oh, we both have an income. We have the ability to travel a little bit, maybe save a little bit, but also we're realistic. Yeah, you can't really save anything. So now you're just kind of skating by. And they have the choice of they're like, oh, do we want to bring an extra life into this world? They're living in an apartment where it's like a 1 or 2 bedroom. Now they have to like sacrifice that to like get a bigger place. Or now they have to be like, okay, well, now we have to worry about daycare, clothing, healthcare, all this stuff for this extra human. And they made the choice. They're like, we can't do it. And then people that are older, like, it's your fault we're like short on labor because you weren't having kids. Like, okay, then why don't you pay the employees that you have now more so that they have more incentive? That's gonna take money out of my pocket.
Yeah,
What the fuck do you want?
You know, the biggest generational thing I like to point out is you go back and you watch television from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, we did have to talk about
Yeah,
this.
and like two biggest examples are Married with Children
Yes.
and The Simpsons.
Yes.
In which, you know, like in Married with Children, you have a single earner, you know, Al Bundy, who is a shoe salesman, who earns enough money for a house in suburban Chicago and a family of 1, 2, 3, 4, and a dog.
5, because they had a
Oh,
kid.
and, yeah, they add another kid later on as part of weird writing.
I think they went upstairs and disappeared for a while, too.
Yeah, that
They forgot about
that
it.
last season was interesting.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah, but like none of the jokes were about how it was weird that he could afford a house and a family in Chicago, and Homer Simpson also like he's a schmuck that works at the nuclear power
He
plant.
was the safety inspector, I guess?
Yeah. So he's a guy, no degree, no nothing, no, and so he was able to have a family of 5 plus a dog and a house
A cat.
and a cat. Yeah, and that was just a normal baseline for a show about a family.
Yeah. And it was, no one laughed about, let's say, the jokes of, like, them being poor. They, and, one with Al Bundy.
Married with Children.
Yeah, Married Children. Yeah, they kind of joked about being poor all the time, like eating toaster leavings and not being able to afford food. But they still had a house. They still went on vations. The wife didn't work. She sat at home and ate bonbons all day and watched television. And they made it. They didn't have to worry about, their house being foreclosed. He drove an older car. Yeah, we understood that. But the joke was like, oh, he can barely make it. He's a shoe salesman. Ha ha ha, look at him. Now, if you do that, like if you're just selling shoes at like retail, and you have a house and you have a family and you're the single income earner,
And you're not, ready to kill yourself?
oh yeah,
Oh, crap. I said that. Now I gotta... we're gonna have to filter that out.
maybe.
Stupid algorithms.
Well, maybe they won't catch it. But now, like, if you're in that situation now, 2026, people are like, how the fuck are you doing this? I want your life.
Yeah. And that is the single detail that, it irks me the most that boomers and, those that are complaining about millennials and really anybody else who is not doing what they ought to do, it's like, it's because we can't.
Yeah. But, like I said, I just get so irked by it because I think it's just kind of always been set that way of blaming millennials for everything. So, and like somebody did a timeline of like how the millennial life has been. So, because Daniel and I are, I guess, considered elder millennials. I did check. You do fall in millennial.
It really depends on like which chart you're looking at, because like they have not yet come up with a suitable name that everyone has accepted, unless things have changed since the last time I looked. But I am part of that 3-year gap between Gen X and millennial, where like they're not sure what to call us or where we go. So elder millennial is probably the latest attempt to label.
or that gap you're talking about. They do call them zillennials. So it's like
Zennials.
Zennials.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
But typically you do fall in the millennial category. So as elder millennials, if they did a timeline of like, okay, While you're in high school, 9/11 happened. Like, I know that happened when
I was in college.
I was in college also. But
Yeah, so there have been like major terrorist attacks and like at least two major economic catastrophes.
yes.
And like major depressions that have happened within the lifetime of most millennials.
Yeah, because you think about, like, say, from 9/11, the collapse in, like, 2008, the collapse in, essentially in 2020, there was something happening in 2026, too. Well, I forget what. But there's been so many different things that happened that just kind of fuck people over from the start over and over again. You're like, how was I supposed to keep up?
Yeah, I mean it's like being born in a minefield.
Oh, yeah. Because you think about it, I talk to people that are, in their, like, they were in the 50s or 60s and 70s, when they talk about their college experience. They're like, oh, yeah, I worked a part-time job and went to college.
And paid for it all.
And paid for it all.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's how my parents met. My dad was working a job at the university cafeteria.
Yeah, he just went. He's like, oh yeah, I worked, I paid for school. Maybe had a debt of, like, at the time, like, $5,000.
Yeah, and I couldn't have afforded to go to school without my parents.
Yeah, and they took away. I'm not 100% sure on this. I know that they had Pell Grants for a while, and then they just kind of got rid of that. They got rid of, like, a lot of different grants for people that wanted to go to school.
Because they can just get student loans at ridiculous interest rates.
Oh my God. Like, I talked to so many people that, went to school, they got the degree, they've been out of school for 10, 12 years.
Still haven't gotten a loan.
Still, like, they got a loan of, I'm just throwing out a number out there, maybe $80,000. After the 1 year of, like, not having to pay, and then they actually got a job, and they've been paying on it for, just say, 10, 12 years. And they were paying, just say, $400, $500. Over that, like, say, 11 years, that $80,000 student loan is now down to a whopping $75,000.
I'm surprised it hadn't gone up.
It had probably gone up, but they probably were paying, like, extra. So, over the course of, like, say, 10 years of paying, just say, $500, that is, whatever number it is, that's not enough.
But that's how school works. You get exorbitant loans, and then you can get a degree, which will guarantee you a well-paying job, so you can live, the way you're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Where, you get your degree in, just say, business. They start you off a job at $21 an hour. You're like, okay, you know what? Since this is going to lead me into my field, and this is my first step, and you just you bite that bullet. You're like, I'm going to do this. Then your next job you look for 2 years later, oh, now you're at a whopping $23 an hour, and then you kind of keep building up, but your loans are still the same or going up. And then your rent is going up and everything else is going up. And now you feel like that degree didn't do anything for you. There are so many people who are lost with their fucking degree. And they're so angry about it. They're like, I went to college for 4 or 5 years to get this degree. And now, jack shit. Such fun. And they still, like I said, they still want to blame millennials everywhere. Like, Gen Z is blaming millennials. Boomers are blaming millennials.
Okay, how did millennials fuck anything up for Gen Z?
I don't know. They're angry about it.
I mean, being angry, I can understand, but blaming millennials, like, we can trace almost all of the blame for almost all of these things we're talking about back specifically to the Reagan administration. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even exaggerating about this, and this is just about as political as I'm going to get for today's episode.
Yes,
but a lot of the policies that came about from the Reagan administration are directly responsible for why everything is garbage today.
Yeah. And if we won't go, like, deep into it, but there were a lot of jobs that were cut, a lot of benefits that were cut, everything that was changed because, like, yeah, that's when 401k started. Before, you would get a pension. They were like, oh, hey, get a 401k. Contribute as much as you want, and then we'll try and match, like, 6%. Versus a pension where, like, if you were steady as somewhere, they're like, you're building your pension up. And once you retire after, like, 30 years, you get your pension for life. And they're like, Why should we give our employees money another way? We just should keep it all to ourselves. Let's be greedy. And that's how billionaires are born, folks. From greed. We'll move on. Because they're depressing. I don't like them. Oh, but that leads into the next thing. Kids being dumb. I don't know. This is a very real thing.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because I know a few teachers, or you know a few teachers also, and they talk about the kids that they have in their classes. They still have the capability of learning. They just don't know, they don't have the, I guess, cognitive ability to think for themselves.
Which is by design in today's education system.
Yeah, because of technology, unfortunately. The thing that you're watching is making, the thing you're watching this on is making you dumber.
But not us.
Not us. No, we're making you smarter on this dumb device. Okay?
Yeah, everything we talk about is bad except when it applies to us.
just how everything works. No, there have been studies, there have been different videos. They talk about it like in detail where they're not just saying kids are just dumb. They're like, oh yeah, the kids don't have this ability, they don't have this ability. Because even when I did some improv classes for like at-risk kids, I was trying to do I forget which game I want to do, but they don't have the they don't have the ability to communicate.
I heard on NPR there was actually a story. So they've done studies of the amount of language used, like the amount of conversations that we have, and the average number of words used in a day. Mm-hmm. They did studies, over large groups, comparing these numbers from like today and 20 years ago and 40 years ago. And we are, as a civilization, trending toward using fewer words.
Okay.
People communicate less, primarily, and one of the theories that was advanced in this show is that it was because we also have now increased dramatically the number of ways to communicate without actually talking to somebody.
Okay.
And so we have the text communication, email, whatever, videos, and the idea that most communication happens by having a vocal conversation with somebody, it's just becoming less true over time. And so the average number of words that we use in a day has been dropping, and that's it is directly related to the ability to communicate.
Yeah, which is like say it's a good and bad thing because Daniel and I will text each other about like just information or just dumb videos. I'm still mad about that commercial one.
Horrible videos that we inflict on each other.
Yeah,
though we're not going to tell you what this one is about, folks. This one's it's awful.
It kind of is. But if they want to pay us, then that'd be great because product right here.
No, they're clearly already paying that one podcaster.
Yeah, they really are. But anyways, via communication, via text or a video call, I understand that. But having the ability to talk to someone face to face and actually show emotion and discuss anything like that is truly amazing, folks. Talk to people like face to face if you can.
Yeah, it is literally one of the best things that you can do for yourself and your mental health, and for the entire world and their mental health.
Yeah,
have conversations with people.
Yeah, because we are way too distracted with our devices. Because, and I'm guilty of it. I'm pretty sure you are too. You're watching a television show or movie, but every once in a while, you look at your phone for a text or a message or a notification. So instead of completely focusing on that movie or show, you're getting distracted by your device on your phone.
No, I ADD focus on the show.
Okay.
Unless there's a commercial break, which sadly I've been having to deal with recently.
Yeah. But typically, people that are watching anything that's streaming, they're like, oh, I have the ability to stream this. I can watch this at any given time.
I can pause it.
And I can pause it. But think about it when you had to actually... Folks, there used to be a place called Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or your own local...
Movies. Movies.
there was a local place where you had to go rent a VHS tape, or at that point, like DVDs. When you purchased that, you had to focus.
Rented.
You rented. Yeah. Well, you could purchase there too, but like it was crazy expensive. Like I think there was one.
That was the whole point of the Blockbuster Video concept existing,
Yeah.
was that it was too expensive to own your own movies.
Yes. So if you rented like that movie that was a new release, they came out that weekend, and they're like, "Hey, you got 2 days to watch this. You better fucking watch it within that 2 days, because you're like, oh, I got it. Well, let me get my popcorn. Let me get everyone ready. Shut everything the fuck off, and you're watching that movie. You're focused on that because you don't want to occur that late.
Well, that's why you went to Blockbuster in the first place.
Yeah,
Because you wanted to watch a movie and you didn't have streaming services.
yeah. So you had no other distractions aside from that movie you rented. So you had to watch it. There wasn't like you didn't want to get distracted by something else. You weren't writing a letter while you're watching that video or like talk. Well, maybe you talk on the phone, but if you got it, you focused on that. But like I said, that's also like say why communication probably breaks down because people got so many distractions of everything else. Because like I said, while I'm working those kids, you've done the 1 minute rant before, correct? In improv.
Maybe.
All right, so I'll describe this game. It's called the 1 minute rant. So you'll rant about anything that's going on in your life or something you love or something you hate solidly for 1 minute without someone disturbing you. So you can go off about whatever you want to, just solidly for 1 minute. And I gave them that exercise. I was like, oh, pick out anything you love. I gave them these. I was like, pick out anything you love. Talk about it solidly for 1 minute, and I won't stop you. They would probably get like 30 seconds into it, and then they'd look at me, and I'm just like looking at the clock, and I'm looking at them. I was like, you still got time. And I don't say anything, and they're like, oh, am I done? And I was like, so like by 50 seconds, they run out of steam, and they're like, and they kind of struggle to the end. I'm like, how is it that you love, and I think most of them talked about like basketball. How's it you love basketball, but you only can talk about it solidly for maybe 30, 35 seconds?
Yeah, like I might have a hard time filling up a whole minute about basketball and sounding at all like I know what I'm talking about.
But that's the thing. I told them to choose something that they love.
Basketball is not one of my main focuses.
Here, well, we'll test it out right now, sir. It's not going to be about basketball.
No, are you sure we want to do that? Because we are getting close to the end time.
Yeah, I guess. We'll come back, folks. And Daniel's going to have he's going to have a 2 minute rant.
Hey, I'll rant as long as you need me to rant.
Yeah, just non-stop. All right, folks. We're going to get out of here, but we'll see you the next time.
Bye, everybody.
They're like, oh, you got your phone. Okay, that's cute.
That's really just let me know when it launches. I'll like and subscribe. By the way, like and subscribe, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to say that.
Yeah, like,
Feels
subscribe.
dirty.
Like, subscribe, hit buttons, hit bells, do dinglings and things
Remember us.
like that. Remember me.